The guard, catches it for a touchdown.
Would you look at that? Would you look at this?
Cool with the big three. Great. Takes it all the way now. Nice. All right, well, we're going to welcome you here to Game 2 tonight between the Kelso Highlanders come down here to play the Heritage Timberwolves. Thank you guys for joining us here for Game 2. If you were lucky enough to be a part of that first broadcast where Lakewood came down here and played a second quarter of football for a whole game and put 40-plus points on the board against Evergreen to win that game. Evergreen only 17, so... This is EPS Sports Network. I'm Rodney Lawrence. I've got Ryan Vastbinder here with me. And we are here to bring you the second game of tonight for the doubleheader. Week 3 at McKenzie Stadium here in Vancouver, Washington. Clark County Friday Night Football. Well, thank you guys for joining us this evening. All right, let's talk a little bit about what these two teams are going to bring into the party tonight.
Yeah, this should be a really good game, Rodney. I was able to go ahead and talk a little bit with Kelso's head coach. He said his team was really looking forward to this matchup. It should be a really good game. Both squads really have some strengths and weaknesses that complement each other, and so that's going to turn it into a very competitive matchup and something that they're looking forward to.
Yeah, good deal. Both these teams coming into this game undefeated, 2-0, if you will. Last week, Kelso put a hurting on R.A. Long, 62-0. And Heritage also pulls out the win, but not as impressive. They were only able to get out in front of Hudson's Bay 8-0, but a W is a W. Last year on this matchup here, you saw that Kelso was the winner here at 37-14. So that being said, we'll get ready to see if the Timberwolves can redeem themselves tonight and bring this out to a win. You guys are able to see that the coin toss out there to let you know that Kelso will be taking the ball over. And as we get ready to go here, the officials out there in the middle of the field trying to get this set up, and we're ready for a kickoff.
Yeah, as Kelso starts this game receiving the football, somebody that we're going to want to go ahead and keep an eye on is freshman Connor Noah. Last week he rushed 192 yards on only on 8 carries.
Oh my goodness!
So that shows that he's able to really go ahead and get into that open space and really hit another gear.
Most definitely. Quarterback is going to be senior Marshall Coleman, 6 foot, 190 pounds. Michael Haas, the running back, and spoke of him. And we are ready here for the kickoff. That ball is going to be gathered right there at about the 21-yard line. And he will make it just across the 30. Hunter Rios, number 36, is the one carrying the ball on that. And Kelso comes out for the first time here. Shotgun with a, they will come up in a traditional setup offense, I formation. Quarterback sets in under Coleman. Sends him in receiver, and that ball is going to be handed off right away to the running back. Not going to get much out of that one at all. Like we said, Marshall, the starting quarterback here. Dylan Davis, the receiver, also a senior. This time Kelso goes into a shotgun formation. Coleman decides he's going to keep this one. Running back Josh Webb, 6'1", 180. Also listed as a wide receiver, so plays a couple of different spots there on the field. Keegan Connor, number 9, comes into the game as well. 2 slot receivers there set up. Coleman decides he's going to keep this one himself. Fakes the pass. Not really much of a fake, just kind of definitely a designed run play. Delayed, if you will, up the middle. That is going to be enough to move the chains. Also breaks the huddle once again. Strong side with an up back. This time they're going to hand the ball off. Going to try to bounce that to the outside. He is going to get across the 50-yard line. And that's going to be running back Connor Noah. Noah covers that ball up well as he comes through the line of scrimmage. Scrimmage again. Stacked receivers down here at the bottom. They're going to give that to Noah once again. He's going to try to bounce that to the outside. He does find the edge. But it's going to be brought down there by Isaac Roa. There is a penalty flag, so probably a holding play. And that's going to back him up 10 from the spot of the foul. And here we go now, 2nd down and 17. Sends the man in motion on the fly sweep. He's going to pick that up. That is going to be Noah. Noah will get back to the 46-yard line. They tell there to make the stop. Up now with 3 receivers on the far side. Going to roll out, looking for a receiver down the field. Has a man open up the field, makes the catch. Nice spin. It's going to be number 87. Is that 87? Yes, number 87. And I don't see an 87 on the roster. But he comes out and does a great job, moves the chains for him. It'll be 1st down. Kelso Highlanders moving their way deep into the territory of the T-Wolves. We've got trip receivers down here at the bottom. Coleman drops back. Oh, this time he's going to take a hit right as he's trying to get rid of the ball. Not quite sure if that was, it was a fumble because officials did not blow it dead. Good thinking there for the offensive lineman.
Yeah, I thought that ball could have had a little bit of forward motion to it.
Cooper Lindbergh there to make the hop on that and save the possession for them. They're going to lose a lot of yards on that. Bring up first down to 21. Step out again, Coleman design roll. Oh, this time nowhere to go, and he is going to look up too late to really make a difference on that play. Skylar Scoggins there to come up to make that stop. So number 87, Brandon Smith, makes the catch there.
So we've got offsetting personal fouls here. So that ball is going to be placed on the Heritage 48-yard line.
They come out with slot receivers on either side. Brandon Smith back on the field as an outside receiver here. Coleman drops back again, decides he's going to keep this one. Breaks it out to the outside. He is going to get away with it. He's going to get all the way back down to the original line of scrimmage. So with that big run, he's gotten back everything he lost in that last play, a couple of plays back. He's going to bring up third down now and manageable. Well, we got another penalty flag. So looks like that's going to be on Kelso as they're backing the ball up again. Tell you what, Kelso's offense looking pretty good.
They are looking good, but this is not how you want to start your first possession.
No, it sure isn't.
It's sitting 2nd and 30.
Marshall Coleman now has a man open, kind of pulls away from him, unable to get that one in. Intended receiver Nick Miller, number 5. Nick was able to pull away from the defender out there. The ball's thrown just a little too far.
Seeing the replay, Miller was definitely able to go ahead and create space. The ball was just overthrown, and he couldn't get it with his outstretched reach.
Good shot there, the Heritage Band. Coleman drops away. He's going to get flushed out of the pocket. Decides he's going to go ahead and hold on to this one and run out of bounds with it. again. Oh, trying to punt that. Josh Webb, the punter, he is able to get that away. And it's going to be fair caught. So Heritage will take the ball over for the first time tonight.
Webb did a great job getting that off after he dropped that snap.
He sure did. Heritage's starting quarterback is going to be Nicky Scott, number 7. They come out in that familiar offense that they ran. It's going to be the form of the wing tee. And we got a late flag right there, probably some unsportsmanlike conduct. Anthony Key was the running back on that play. Anthony Key coming from the wing spot. It is unnecessary. That will be enough to give the the T-Wolves their first down of the night.
And that's the third unsportsmanlike penalty we've seen so far in this first quarter.
Yeah. Might be a little animosity between these two teams, you think?
A little bit. A little bit.
That being said, it'll be first down and 10 from the 28-yard line. Some the ball will be handed off, and it'll be taken right up the middle there. Isaac Roa handling the ball on that play. Nice hand up right up the middle. Going to get all the way to the second level before anybody touches him. Nice carry there by Isaac Roa. Here's the instant replay here. Lowers his shoulders and is right there to make that extra yard. Nice stop there by Eli Keithley. That is going to be enough to move the chains, and it'll be another first down. Man in motion. Going to hand that ball up to the up man once again. That's going to be Isaac Roa. Doesn't look like Roa's going to get much out of that one. It'll bring up second down. Now this offense for the T-Wolves is new. They've always been, for a lot of years, they've been a team that likes to throw the ball around the yard a lot. And spread formation, one back, a lot of receivers. This year, the new coach, Dennis Moody, comes in and brings the wing tee out here with these guys. Hybrid version. As I say that, they set up in a spread kind of formation right then. Nice pitch and catch out there to the outside. He almost makes it all the way out there and gets ahead of the group. So that's going to be a good catch by Nicholson Datel. Nice little run, gets him in, and we've got a holding penalty. So this might be a long night, you guys. Got a lot of penalties stopping this clock.
The referees are going to get their steps in tonight.
Yes, they are. Holding will replay the second down. Mark off the 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Breakout this time again. We've got Lemire on the outside. They're going to hand that ball off to the running back. And they'll try to spin out of it. He is going to get a couple of yards. They're going to be a tough couple of yards, but he's going to be able to get them. Andre Crawley, the running back in that play. It'll bring up 3rd down and 7. Quick pass to the outside. Going to give that to Isaac Roa.
It's a good tackle there by Colton Cooper of the Highlanders. Did a good job of wrap him up, even though it was below the waist.
Well, with that 4th down comes the punting team, and now both teams' offenses have kind of stalled right there in the middle of the field. Nice punt. Going to take a nice little bounce, and he's going to catch it off the first hop. He's going to find him some open field. He gets across the 40, down to the 45, to the 50, down to the 40, the 30. He is not going to be stopped as he comes across the 10, and that is going to be a touchdown for Connor Noah. I do not see any penalty flags on the field at this time, so that is going to be a touchdown for that young man. Do you see a penalty flag anywhere,
I do
Ryan?
see one, yeah. It looks like on the 29-yard line we've
there
got
I
a
see
hanky
it too.
there.
So that big play by Mr. Noah is going to get called back. Oh, well, maybe not. Let's see who the penalty was against. And the penalty was actually against the Heritage Timberwolves. So Noah's big special teams touchdown is going to count. And the Kelso Highlanders are the first on the board tonight with 2:33 left to play in this first quarter.
It looks like that penalty was a personal foul. Now, is that assessed on the kickoff?
Yes. Kicker for Kelso, let's see here, number 84, Mason Smith. Got the set, the hold, and the kick. And that is going to be off to the right. So let's hope that doesn't come back to haunt Kelso later on in the game. But they are now on the board, 6-0. 2:33 left to play. This is the EPS Sports Network. I'm Ron Lawrence and Ryan Vastbinder. I want to welcome you guys into this second game of the doubleheader tonight. We're at McKenzie Stadium in Vancouver, Washington. Friday night football. So offensively, both teams kind of still trying to figure it out a little bit. Special teams steps up and put some scores on the board right away.
Yeah, they really were. That return from Connor Noah was extremely impressive. When he picked that ball up, it didn't look like he had a whole lot of place to go. But and as soon as he got into the open field, he was gone.
Yeah,
that kid's got some wheels on him, and he's a freshman.
Wow. He'll be around for a while. All right, well, with that penalty, Kelso will actually be kicking the ball off in the T-Wolves territory. Kevin Aguilar, kicker for the Highlanders. And that ball is going to be fielded right there at about the 35 and dropped on. So they will take the ball over in some pretty decent field position. Tyus Sellers, the one who caught that right there at the 35-yard line. First down and 10 from there. Scott sets in under the center. Going to hand that off to the running back. Number 5 breaks his way through the line. Gets to the secondary before he stopped. He's going to make it to the 44-yard line. Isaac Roa taking all he can out of that play.
Here's the replay. And he really doesn't find a hole. He really creates his own.
Yeah,
he's able to break through that defensive line and get 9 yards out of it.
Yeah, just some hard play there on his part. A little quick toss. Tries to get that up there. Runs into a steel wall there with the Kelso front four. Hunter Leader, number 15, there to make the stop. It looks like they did get just enough for the first down. Whitecap eyeballs that one and tells them to move the chains. .145 left to play in the quarter. Quick pitch out there to Isaac. Isaac gets through the crowd, but he is going to get tripped up and brought down. Dylan Davis there to make the stop after a very small gain. Andre Cowley back into the game. Nicky Scott sets in under. Drops back out. Has two men open. Almost intercepted there by the linebacker. Number 53 comes out to kind of disrupt all of that. And that's Seth Sotheby. Mr. Sotheby almost saw an interception in his hands right there.
Yeah, he certainly did. Nicky Scott was under some extreme pressure there. I was surprised he was able to go ahead and get that ball off.
Floated that one just a little bit. Isaac Roa back into the game. Trips now. Oh, nice little trick play there to try to get some extra yards out of it. Not quite what he wanted. Isaac Roa got tripped up trying to get through the crowd. Designed to roll out and tried to just drop it to him.
Yeah, I know.
Nice call.
I know it was a designed rollout, but Nicholson did tell was wide open.
So they were designed to give that ball to Isaac Roa. Hopefully the coaches saw what you saw, and they'll kind of come back to that again. Yeah, they does get the punt off. Not a very high one, but it does push the Highlanders back down inside the 25-yard line where they'll take it from there. So Marshall Coleman now brings them back out here on the field. And we'll see what their offense can drum up this time. Josh Webb lined up as the fullback. Mike Haas. Quick pitch. Josh tries to find some room up front, and he does. He's going to break open in the middle of the field again. And I don't think he is going to be able to get caught as he's trying to run away from the defender, and he is not going to be able to catch him. That was Nicholson Daytel trying to run him down, but Josh Webb, too much speed to be caught on that play. And Kelso goes up 2 scores here as we run out of time on the first quarter.
Yeah, I know we talked a lot about Connor Noah, but Josh Webb too. Man, that combination of those two in the backfield for Kelso it's
going to be dangerous.
It's going to be extremely dangerous.
Yep. Aguilar set up for the kick. And this time he's able to put that through to get the tack that extra point on. So the Highlanders go on top 13-0 as the first quarter ends. Pretty good start. Pretty fast quarter. And these guys have already scored 2. Here's going to be that highlight of the replay there. Just a quick toss. He brings that up. It's just bad tackling right there on the point of the T-Wolves there. And then once he gets in the open, there's Nicholson Daytel, and he is just not going to be able to catch him as Josh Webb has just enough speed to get into the end zone. So good job there. The officials letting them know they're going to have to flip sides as we start the second quarter. Quick quarter.
It was a quick quarter. Heritage is really going to have to find a way to contain those two tailbacks in Connor Noah and Josh Webb.
Well, tackling is the way.
Tackling too.
Once they get in the open field, you're not going to catch them.
No, you're not.
But they're breaking tackles, and that's the part that I'm sure is aggravating the D coordinator for the Timberwolves. All right, the ball's going to be picked up right about the 8. And he is going to be run out of bounds about the 13, 14-yard line. It's Bondi Parker, number 21. Bodie Parker. I'm sorry, I put an N in his name. There isn't one. All right, so first down and 10 to go from the 9-yard line. Roa is going to take that ball right up the middle. He'll get 2 yards out of that. Jared Padley entering the game. Actually, looks like Jared Padley is running in plays tonight. Oh, no, he's actually in the game. He did that the last time. He's going to line up here on the numbers. Nicholas Daytel. Hard to see from way over here, and the officials is on top of it over there and say he was not able to bring that ball down in bounds. He did run that to the short side of the field, so that rollout needed to come up short so you can get that ball out there to him in time. This time Caleb Lemire lines up on the outside, trips formation. Looking for a man open right there to catch it in the crowd. Good catch there, and that looks like that is Nicholson Daytel, and it is. He brings that down in between 2 defenders. Dylan Davis there to make the tackle once the ball's caught. Nice throw there by Nicky Scott. So Nicholson Daytel goes down. quite sure what happened. He took off his helmet and went to the ground, but now he's running off on his own. So we'll kind of see what's going on here. Not quite sure what's going on there. He's not feeling well and not happy about it. Yeah. Okay, he's getting having some issues. Glad the camera missed that. Oh, and it's going to be in and out of the arms there of Anthony Key. Jared Padley comes in with the play. He's going to line up on the far side of the field. And two other receivers are going to join him out there on that side. We're going to hand that ball off underneath. He's going to break into the open field. Nice miss up there. He gets across midfield. He's going to get down to the 35-yard line before he's run out of bounds. Great job there by the running back, Andre Cowley. And we've got another late penalty flag right there around the 39-yard line. So we'll see where that's coming from. And we have got another unsportsmanlike foul on the Kelso Highlanders. So they're going to get him with a late hit out of bounds. Well,
that turns a big play into a bigger play.
It sure does. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that call, but it's definitely helping the T-Wolves here.
It was borderline. It was one of those where it probably would have been all right if they didn't call it.
Yeah.
But probably with the amount of personal fouls that we've had already in this game.
They might try to keep things under control here.
Right.
And it looks like this is definitely a broken play. Nicky Scott looking like he had no place to give that ball to. Eli Keithley in there right away to wrap up Scott and bring him down for that loss. It'll bring up 2nd and 15. This time, looks like two broken plays back to back there. Scott takes that ball. It's a little awkward in how that was being handled. Maybe he muffed the snap and just decided to just go ahead and run with that. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Well, actually, they have him losing a yard, so 3rd and 16. Lemire comes in with the play and lines up. Andrew Gray on the far side. Shotgun formation. And we've got another penalty flag. And this time it's going to be against the T-Wolves with motion. So that'll back them up 5 more. Make it 3rd down and 21 to go. So Heritage coming out with a couple of different formations. We kind of see their familiar wing tee. This time they are lined up in a pistol formation. Designed rollout. There is nowhere for him to go. He is going to be swallowed right there at the 40-yard line. Josiah Fisher, number 77. Big man right there, leading the rush there for that big sack. It's going to bring up 4th down now and 29.
Well, and after a big play that essentially put them into the red zone, after 2 broken plays and a penalty, they're forced to punt here on 4th and 29.
Yeah, they sure are. Punt almost blocked there by Keithley. Ball caught. Trying to get back across the 10. He's going to get across the 15 down to about the 16-yard line. And we've got another flag on the play coming in late from the other side of the field. Nick Miller, the ball carrier on that. We got a block in the back against Kelso, so that's going to go ahead and bring them back. Break the huddle. Two backs. This time Mike Hoss in as the fullback. Coleman decides to keep this one. He's going to get tripped up right there at the 10-yard line. It's going to be Isaac Roa. Brings him down. Second down at 9. Kelso running in a lot of players in this game as well. Both teams seem to pretty high rotation. They go pretty deep into the bench there, don't they?
Yeah, they're keeping legs fresh.
Kelso comes out in strong left formation. Going to hand that ball off this time. And that's going to be Connor Noah. He's going to get down to the 19-yard line. Noah 5'10", 165. So, I mean, he has got plenty of time to put some weight on that 5'10" frame.
Oh, for sure.
Wonder what he's going to look like when he gets to be a senior.
Oh, he's going to be a beast.
Sure
I mean,
is.
as it is right now, he's running like he's 195.
Yeah. All right, so we got a timeout here. Trying to make sure they got everybody on the right page.
Their coach's name?
All right, so Coach Amright calls that timeout to get these guys ready to go. Make sure everybody's on the same page. They're going to come up with third down now and a yard to go. Coleman slid up in the shotgun formation once again. Quick pitch out to Connor. Connor finds the open. Connor is going to be gone. Possibly again. He's going to make it down across the 50. Down to about the 45-yard line before he is run out of bounds. Cowley and Anthony McKee there to make that touchdown-saving tackle. But I tell you what, Connor had found the open field, and here he is right here. Quick pitch, nice little block there by Haas, and he is off to the races. Key there having a real good angle on him, and Cowley able to chase him down from behind.
A little bit of extracurriculars there.
All right, now Josh Webb in. Haas set up on the farther side. Quick pitch to the wide side of the field. Josh Webb able to just power through people two nice stiff arms to get him down to the 30-yard line. It's going to move the chains again for the Kelso Highlanders. Webb, 6'1", 180 pounds. So both these running backs, same type of style, but just one is bigger than the other one. And you see the power difference when you see Webb run as opposed to Noah.
You certainly do, but Noah has so much speed.
Yeah.
And he's able to accelerate so quickly. That's what it is too. His acceleration is there, where he's able to just go ahead and get out into the open field.
It sure is. And it looks like the T-Wolves are going to jump into the into no man's land there and get that call. Bring up first down now in 5 on the 25. Clock running, 5:16 left to play in this first half. Kelso's offense on the move again. Jaden Kay now looking for the ball. Got a man right there in the open. And that's going to be Nick Miller. Makes the catch, and he's going to get run out of bounds at the 15-yard line. Once again, Kelso in the red zone. Well, actually, this is their first time in the red zone. The last one was just a big play from Josh Webb. This time, Kelso able to move the ball and eat up the clock at the same time. Brandon Smith, tight end, lines up on the other side. And we've got Jaden Kay down here at the bottom. Got a man in motion who's going to fake it. Coleman's going to keep this one himself. Not going to have a whole lot of places to go. Looks like they might give him a yard out of that before he's stacked up by the T-Wolves defensive line. Second down and 9. Moyer now is checked into the game, stacked out there with Smith. Option play. Coleman decides he's going to keep this. He does get down across the 10-yard line. Be down to the 9. That'll bring up third down.
They can get a first down here without having to score.
Yeah, they sure can. If they get down inside that 4, it'll bring up first down and goal. Down there talking to Josh Webb. That cap's going to wind the clock, and it'll continue to run at 3:18. Nick Miller now lines up here on the 10-yard line. Split backfield. They're going to hand this ball off to Noah Connor once again. Connor Noah, I should say. He does get close to the 5-yard line and will bring up fourth down.
And it's about 4th and 2.
Yep, sure is. Here's the replay. Split backs. Noah trying to find that edge. Kind of lowers that shoulder and gets upfield, is able to get some positive yards out of that. He's going to come up a little short with 4th and 2. Mike Haas, who has played fullback, has got into the game, and now they're high formation with Josh Webb running the tailback's position. And this time we got a timeout called by Kelso. And I'm sure they were like, "Oh my goodness, Coach, we had it. We had
I'm
it.
sure
We
they
had
were.
them. We had them." So that would be the second timeout for Kelso this first half.
It's not a bad timeout there, though.
No,
I mean,
not
so
at all.
you're 4th and 2. You've got 2:15 left in the second quarter. You know, you want to make sure that you get a play in that high percentage play to at least get those 2 yards.
Yeah, sure do. Sure do. Sure do.
So as we come out of the timeout, it's going to be Kelso ball, 4th and 2 on the 6-yard line with 2:15 left remaining in the half. Kelso up right now, 13-0. Got 2 receivers stacked on the far side there on your screen. And they get it. You get that over to Teagan Connors, who does get the first down short of the goal line. That's going to bring up 1st and goal here as the clock continues to run. See this replay here, just a quick out to Teagan. He's not able to stretch and get it over that goal line, but he does succeed in getting that first down. And Kelso with a fresh set of downs here. 1st and goal on the 1. I formation. And they try the quarterback sneak. Looks like they are falling short. They're not going to go ahead and get it. Keeping the spot there at the 1-yard line for a play and no gain. Clock continues to run. Kelso still with 1 timeout left in this half. Coleman under center. Hands it off to Josh Webb. Are they going to give him forward progress? Did he cross the plane? Line judge on the far side signaled that he crossed. They're going to say no. They did go ahead and give it to him. So here we go. Here's the replay. Josh Webb is able to just power through, break that plane, and get in for 6. Here we go for the extra plate. Snap's good, holds good. It is good for the extra point. Another flag on the play. It's going to be another personal, either unsporting or personal foul. Personal foul on Heritage. So we've got Kelso 20, Heritage 0 with 53 seconds remaining in this half. Once again, Kelso is going to go ahead and kick this ball off, starting in Heritage territory. We've got 53 seconds remaining in the half. Kelso 20, Heritage 0. Once again, we just want to thank you for joining us on the EPS Sports Network here at McKenzie Stadium. Kicker Kevin Aguilar set up the ball on his tee, getting ready to kick this one off. Got a deep kick. That one's going to be out of the end zone for a touchback. Heritage is going to go ahead and get the ball starting on the 20-yard line. 53 seconds remaining. They do have all 3 timeouts. Heritage does have the ability to go ahead and move the ball. They've got to go ahead and they've got to run the right routes. They've got to make sure that Nicky Scott finds his receivers. And they have the ability to go ahead and march, this football down the 80 yards in the 53 seconds that's remaining. Oh, and a missed tackle there. Got Isaac Roa breaking down the end line. He's going to go ahead and go out of bounds right at the 32-yard line. It's a big play for Heritage. Getting out of bounds is going to go ahead and stop the clock. We got 41 seconds remaining, 1st and 10. Here we got that replay. Roa able to go ahead and not break the tackle. He was never down. He ended up landing on the Kelso defender. And was able to go ahead and make a big play out of it. It's a good heads-up play there by that young man. Nicky Scott in shotgun. And that throw is going to go ahead and be incomplete. Intended receiver, number 6, Anthony Key. We're now looking at 2nd and 10, with 38 seconds remaining. Nicky Scott under center. A draw play out to Andre Cowley. He's going to get a gain of 5 on the play. And Heritage is going to go ahead and take a timeout to stop the clock. 25 seconds remaining, 2nd quarter here. As we come out of the timeout, it's going to be 3rd and 5 on the 21-yard line. We'll see what Coach Dennis Moody comes up with during this short field situation. Here we go, 3rd and 5 on the 21. Nicky Scott in shotgun, trips out to the right-hand side. And that pass is going to fall incomplete. It's going to move it to 4th down, and it's going to stop the clock. 21 seconds remaining. Intended receiver on that play, Nicholson Detel. Ball was thrown a little behind him. He just wasn't able to come up with it. Heritage is going to go ahead and attempt a field goal here. It's going to be a 38-yard field goal. Kicker number 16, Israel Gonzalez. We are now looking 1st and 10. Marshall Coleman decides to go ahead and keep that one. He's going to go ahead and get a gain. And that should run the clock out at the end of the first half here. And it does. We're going to end the first half. Kelso 20, Heritage 0. We're going to go ahead and take it down to the truck. Matt Griffin, Rodney Lawrence with your halftime show.
Hello, everybody. Matt Griffin here, executive producer of EPS Sports. Welcome to our halftime show. Rodney Lawrence has come down from the press box. Rodney, Heritage missing a chance to get on the board, you know, on a note of positivity going into the halftime.
Yeah, they sure did. There was a big play there by, I think it was Isaac Roa, who made that nice run down there to get him in some good field position. And then the Kelso Highlanders defense just stiffened up and tried to get that 3 points before they got in. It was a long kick. They weren't able to do it.
We talked a little bit while we were waiting for the half to finish. Heritage being their own worst enemy with some of these careless penalties.
Yeah. There's been some unnecessarily roughness penalties being called, actually on both sides of the ball. But right now, it seems like it's hurting the T-Wolves more than it is the Highlanders.
What do you think Heritage coach is going to tell his players there in the locker room?
Settle down. It's probably going to be the first thing I would imagine. Get your head back in it. You know, they're only up by 20-0. That's not a lot. There's another half of football to play. They just need to settle down and play some football.
Kelso took command on a couple really nice runs. 2 touchdowns from the same player. Tell me about him.
Yeah, that was Joshua Webb. Big kid, coming in at 6'1", 180. He runs hard and is running downhill the whole entire time. The T-Wolves need to be better in shoring up the blocks. When they hit him, wrap him up and bring him down. But right now, he is a force.
Yeah, as soon as they hit into the backfield and they've got open room to go.
Yeah, they sure do.
Go.
They sure do.
All right, well, thank you, Rodney. We'll have some second half action coming up real soon. Earlier this summer, we got a brand new toy thanks to a grant that we get each year, a new drone. And it's helping us tell the story of the Envision Evergreen Facilities Bond and all the projects that are going up around the district. Take a look.
Let's begin with a look at the first 3 elementary schools taking shape: a new Sifton Elementary School, a new Image Elementary School, and a brand new elementary school at Northeast 162nd Avenue and Northeast 39th Street. The new Sifton Elementary School is taking shape behind the current school site. We visited multiple times over the summer as crews marked off the site and began pouring the concrete foundation. During our most recent visit, some of the exterior walls had already started going up. Over at the new Image Elementary School site, about a mile away from the current school, construction crews had to spend a number of weeks prepping the site by draining groundwater and doing extensive grading work on the site. During our last flyover, you can see how parts of the foundation were being mapped out. As we switch over to a time-lapse video, you can see how since then, the foundation is already starting to take shape. Next, over at the site of our brand new elementary school, we made our first flyover on July 3rd, just as workers began preparing the site. By the end of July, the site looked much different, with the outline of the school starting to take shape. And once again, as we switch over to this time-lapse view, you can see parts of the foundation have since gone in. All 3 schools will be open in time for the next school year. And these aren't the only Envision Evergreen Facilities Bond projects taking place over the summer. Over at Heritage and Union High Schools, brand new turf fields went in, allowing both schools to hold evening games and practices. Several schools received roofing upgrades, including Evergreen High School and Frontier Middle School. And more energy-efficient HVAC systems went in at several schools, including Fircrest Elementary School, where we got to see workers removing the old units and replacing them using a giant crane.
Now we want to take a closer look now at one of those projects, or rather 2 of those projects, the turf fields that went in at Heritage and Union High Schools. We spent a number of days over a span of a couple weeks flying over Heritage High School with our new drone to take a look at what that process was like. Take a look.
First visit to check out the Heritage Track and Field project was back on June 28th. By then, the old field surface had already been scooped away, and crews were loading in the sand and gravel base that the new turf sits on top of. This base helps water drain from the field and not pool in muddy puddles as it did in spots on the old grass field. After the base was smoothed out, we came back to see the first sections of turf being rolled out one by one across the field. Each 10-yard section was rolled into place and then stretched out to its full length and width. Workers then used a handheld sewing machine to sew each section to the next before they were flipped right side up and stretched out again. Sewing and stretching the entire field, 10 yards at a time, took just over 2 days. As the turf was being stitched and stretched into place, another crew installed new energy-efficient LED field lights, allowing for nighttime games and practices. On our next visit, we got to see some of the most intricate work of the process, cutting out hundreds of field markings, from the yardage markers for football and penalty boxes for soccer, as well as markings for lacrosse, and gluing in turf of different colors, white, yellow, and blue. Once all the field markings were laid in, tractors roamed back and forth across the field, pouring sand and then black rubber pellets that are worked into the artificial turf.
And those turf fields, along with brand new LED lights, are now in use at Heritage and Union High Schools, hosting late night soccer and football practices and games. It is an exciting time of year for the youngest Evergreen Public Schools students. We're talking about the hundreds of kindergartners who are going to school for the very first time. Craig Bernbach takes a look at what Evergreen Public Schools is doing to make that transition to school as smooth as possible.
Welcome to the very first day of school and your very first day of kindergarten.
The first day of kindergarten is a milestone day in a child's life, but it's also a day that could be full of emotion and stress.
And that can be a pretty daunting thing for a 5-year-old to, in some cases, go from having had no prior schooling experience and right into a kindergarten class with, 17, 20 students.
In order to ease some of this anxiety, Evergreen Public Schools has the Kindergarten Smart Start program.
Feedback that we've gotten from parents very consistently is that it helps quite a bit. Oftentimes parents have as much angst or maybe more than the student does.
School Board Director Rachel Rogers was amongst the dozens of parents who dropped off their kindergartner for the first time at Fisher's Landing Elementary School.
Good morning. You want to say hi to Miss Magnuson?
But one thing that Rachel and her daughter Maddie weren't worried about was meeting Maddie's teacher, because they had already met Miss Magnuson.
Sat down, just the teacher and me and my husband and Maddie, our daughter, and she talked to Maddie. She engaged her in conversation. She showed her the classroom. She talked to us about Maddie's strengths and what goals we have for Maddie, and I don't know, that was really a great process.
Welcome to school.
Through Smart Start, every kindergarten parent has the chance to meet with their kid's teacher either before school or during the first few weeks of school. This interaction is beneficial for everyone involved.
To sit down with them, one-on-one and have a conversation and make sure that some things that are important for them to share are heard by the teacher, that's a big deal. And our teachers very much appreciate that as much as the parents do.
I love you. I'll see you later.
The goal here is to make sure that a student's first step into the Evergreen Public Schools experience leads to a successful journey to graduation.
Thank you.
It really goes with our mission that kids come first. And they really prove that by how the kindergarten process starts, by doing that slow ease in.
When we started this in Evergreen a number of years ago, is this smoother transition. The number of students that are distressed on the first day of school went down significantly and has remained so.
And we wish a very happy school year to those new kindergartners and all students in Evergreen Public Schools. Something we call Product of Evergreen is our periodic look at Evergreen Public Schools graduates who are pursuing their passions. We met up with a Mountain View High School graduate who is pursuing his passion for baseball and sports management as the general manager of one of our area's most successful minor league baseball teams, the Portland Pickles.
Hot dogs by the dozen, a costumed mascot, in this case a giant pickle named Dylan, and a crowd of thousands gathered to watch the Portland Pickles take on the Corvallis Knights. Helping make it happen is 26-year-old product of Evergreen Public Schools, Ross Campbell, the Portland Pickles general manager.
Fisher's Landing Elementary, Shahalo Middle School, and then ended at Mountain View High School. The head baseball coach, Aaron Coutu, was a fantastic coach, and he taught us a lot about discipline and leadership and things like that.
The guidance of coaches and teachers, a passion for baseball, and a handful of business and marketing classes put Campbell on the path he's on today.
Well, I played baseball in high school. For all 4 years, I was on the varsity baseball team for 3 years, and I captained my senior year. And really, once I got a couple scholarship offers, and I decided I can either go to a small school or I can go to a big school and really kind of explore the sport management aspect and the business behind sports. And so I went to Washington State and kind of stuck with that route the entire way.
A degree in sports management is helping Campbell put the Portland Pickles on the minor league baseball map with enthusiastic and often sold-out crowds and sometimes quirky promotions.
And we kind of looked at everything and we said, what is actually going to be creative that no one's done before? So instead of doing a Star Wars night like every minor league team does every single season, we decided to do things like DB Cooper night, where we dressed up our favorite intern as DB Cooper and he ran around throwing dollar bills out. But really, it's just doing things that people haven't done before. And, the media and the press seems to really like being creative. And so we really like kind of branching out and not doing the norm, I'll say.
On the night we visited, the Pickles gave away 600 Pickles mascot bobbleheads. During a typical game, Campbell is in constant motion, from helping out season ticket holders and VIPs to making sure the food and entertainment concourse is running smoothly. But for this Mountain View High School grad, it's all about putting passion into action.
It's a lot of work, it's a lot of hours, but if you have a drive for this kind of thing, it comes second nature.
And as they say on the Pickles home field, that's a really big deal.
And I want to thank Ross and the entire Portland Pickles organization for the hospitality they showed when we visited them this summer. Now, tonight's broadcast, CPS Sports broadcast, wouldn't be possible without the hard work of Evergreen Public Schools students, staff, and a handful of alumni. Tonight's game, we have students and alum from Union, Mountain View, and Heritage High School doing everything from running audio and video cameras to our instant replay machine. KPTV Television in Portland recently paid a visit to our program and to our counterparts in Vancouver Public Schools to show what it takes to get a broadcast like tonight's games onto the air.
Well, the magic of TV really is truly done behind the scenes. It's the people in the back that are the real MVPs. The viewers in Clark County, the real winners of the broadcast crews delivering football, volleyball, soccer, track, hoops, you name it, they've got it. We go tag team with Vancouver Public Schools Game Time and Evergreen Public Schools Sports Broadcasting in tonight's High School Spotlight. This is reality TV. Student-driven, behind the lens and behind the switcher.
Something usually goes wrong right at the very beginning in the studio.
That's TV. The TV stars beyond the Friday night lights are the man-hours logged after school by the crews for VPS Game Time and Evergreen Sports. We're both ready for prime time.
People always ask, like, why you keep doing this when you could just go home and hang out. To me, this is kind of hanging out because it's that much fun.
VPS and EPS are instructed by former local television news producers Nick Voll and Matt Griffin.
As somebody who's worked in news, you know, I've seen what a good production looks like, what a professional production looks like, and that's what these kids are getting.
We're trying to give them a real-life job experience that they could take into any type of video field, broadcasting field.
The student volunteers are in video production courses during the school day before the broadcast day begins. Comcast Cable Channel 328, as well as their respective live feeds on Facebook and YouTube.
I don't really see it as extra work. It's really fun to me, and getting to do this after a long school day is sometimes hard because I can get pretty tired, but overall, it's pretty engaging.
And not all jobs are created equal.
I actually ran the instant replay machine, which everyone says is the hardest job, which it is.
Both broadcasts deliver the images differently. VPS streams over a fiber network to a control room a few miles away. EPS completely on scene. The production truck at the stadium or gym where the broadcast is originating from.
One of the things that we appreciate is that our school districts actually support this sort of thing, that they don't view it as some sort of, you know, extra thing. It's something that actually benefits our community, from the folks at home watching to the kids on the court or the field and the kids behind the camera. It's something that they value, and we appreciate that.
And the programs have churned out some professionals in the industry, like Timber's Emmy Award-winning director, Patrick Brown.
This gives an opportunity to just create that school spirit, you know, showcase students doing positive things in a way where they can learn real-life job skills. And of course, I will want to thank our EPS Fall Sports Director, Scott Wistrand, the video production teacher from Evergreen High School, who is the director of our fall football and soccer broadcast. Thanks, Scott, for keeping the train on the tracks. We have more second half football action. Kelso versus Heritage coming up after these brief messages. Thanks for watching.
You can achieve a lot using your imagination. I mean, I don't like to brag, but wait, who's that? And why is she all over these achievement awards? But with STEM, the sky's the limit. Shaboom! Use STEM to envision. Okay, I'm seeing it. Yeah. Invent.
Got any ideas?
I've got a few, actually. And create a better world. Told you she's super smart. If she can STEM, so can you. Find out more at She Can STEM.
Because of you, I felt hopeless. I know it was a joke, but it still hurt me. Because of you, I felt I'm not alone in this world.
Because you said hi to me on the first day of school, I felt included, and I knew that I was going to be okay.
Some say e-cigarettes aren't dangerous,
But science shows nicotine can harm teens' developing brains.
no matter how they're exposed.
Let's do an experiment to find out.
Here's a teen who won't be using e-cigarettes.
Now we need one willing to risk their brain development.
Anyone care to volunteer your kid?
Anyone?
Your kids are not an experiment. Protect them from e-cigarettes.
Second half here. This is EPS Sports, and I'm Rod Lawrence and Ryan Vassbinder. We're at McKenzie Stadium, where we've got the Heritage Timberwolves going against the Kelso Highlanders. The Highlanders are 0 right now. That first quarter, that first half has been all about them. Big plays by Josh Webb and Connor Noah to pretty much dominate the first half of this game, right?
Yeah, they really did. It's two running backs that have very similar styles, but there's just so much more power in Josh Webb, and then with Connor Noah, there's so much more speed and acceleration, and they've really been able to run over this Heritage defense.
And it looks like they're going to start this game out, this second half of this game, deep in their own territory. As Anthony Key lets that ball slip by him, he has to down it right there inside the 5-yard line. So it'll be first down and 10, deep in their own territory. Yeah, they've both, Connor Noah and Josh Webb, have shown some very good running abilities. And when they get out in the open, they are pretty hard to catch. All right, here we go. Give that one right up the middle. Doesn't look like they're going to get much out of it. Maybe a yard. Nicky Scott, the starting quarterback for the Heritage Timberwolves. Isaac Roa, the running back, he's probably had the most amount of yards in this first half. And also Andre Cowley, who actually had a big play in the first half. So hopefully they'll be able to string some of these big plays together and get themselves back in this game. We're going to hand this off. Looking there for the edge, and that is Nicholson. They tell who's got a nice little run there and gave them some breathing room, but he gets run out of bounds about the 20-yard line. Like they'll have him going out of bounds at the 19. It'll be first down. Nicholas Datel signed up as the wing, so is Isaac. Now he's looking for a pass to throw. The intended receiver was Caleb Lemire. Not able to get out there to it. Nicky Scott takes a big pop after letting that one go. And that'll bring up second down and 10. Jared Padley now lines up on the far side of the field right there on top of the numbers. Shotgun formation. Right away, he's having to scramble, but he is able to find Anthony Key out there, who makes a great catch right there on the sideline.
That was a great little rollout there to find the first down.
Yeah, it sure was. Sure was. Looks like Lemire and Padley are taking turns running plays in and out. They line up as receivers once they relay the play to Scott. Slot formation. They're going to hand this ball off. Running back try to get it up the middle. Going to get about 2 yards out of it. Isaac Roa trying to find a little room. He's able to get 2 yards out of that. So the man in motion, he's going to give it to him again, and that's going to be Nicholas Datel. This time he's not going to be as successful as he was the last time he ran that play. Coming up to make that tackle is Josh Webb. Ball will be spotted just there on the 26-yard line. I'm sorry, the 36-yard line. Halfway to the first down. Going to give it to Roa right up the middle, and he's going to break into the open field. Roa now going down the sideline, but he's going to get run out of bounds by Kelso's number 2, Dylan Davis. Big run there by Isaac Roa. Looks like they're trying to put some plays together here, Ryan.
It certainly does. They've seen some early success so far in the second half and moving the ball downfield.
They tail lined up in the slot. They're going to give this ball here to Anthony Key. Key tries to split the tacklers, and he's going to make it down across the 15-yard line and down into about the 11. Won't be quite enough for the first down, but he's going to be about a yard away. It'll bring up second down. Here is that instant replay of the big run there by Roa. Dylan Davis there to try to get it taken care of. That ball almost picked off on that play right there. Connor Noah almost there to pick that one off. That would have been a pick six if he had able to get his hands on that. That'll bring up 3rd and 1. Lone running back. He's going to hand it to the running back. He is not going to get anywhere on this play. Looks like he's actually going to lose a yard. And that's going to be Cowley. He's playing the fullback on that play. Scoggins now checks into the game. Number 18. We need to make sure their get-back coach is over there on the Kelso sidelines. It looks like that was their one warning. They call it again. There'll be some yards lost on that. Nicky Scott now takes him up. He's under center. Quick pitch, looking for that corner, and he is going to spin out of it and get down to the 10. It's going to be a nice little run there for Roa, who's able to get away from initial contact, get the needed yards to get the first down. That'll bring up first down and goal from the, let's see where they spot it from here. First and goal from the 9. Bodie Parker checks into the game. Key lines up as the wing, and so does Parker. Looking for a man right there. That ball almost intercepted right there in the hands of the linebacker, Seth Sotheby. He kind of just dropped back into the line of fire there for Scott. Almost had a pick.
Yeah, that's the second one this series that Nicky Scott has really gotten away with.
Yeah, it sure is. Bring up second and goal. They're going to give it to Key. And Key is going to make it down to the 5-yard line before he stopped. Kelso's defense gotten a little stingy as they've gotten down inside the 10-yard line, making these guys really fight for it. Talley lines up as a fullback. We've got a wing. Another pass play. This time not able to hold on to it is Anthony Key as that ball's thrown down at his shoelaces and he's not able to bring that in. And that will bring up fourth down. So got to give a round of applause there, if you will, for the Kelso Highlander defense who stepped up a little bit here.
Yeah, they certainly did, you know. Heritage made a great drive to go, you know, the length of the football field to get themselves a scoring position, and if Kelso can hold them to 3 here, that's going to be a win.
Yeah, most definitely.
Kelso.
You got the setup, and that is not going to make it. It's going to be off to the right. So if there's that big series and being able to eat a lot of time off the clock, the T-Wolves come away with 0 on this possession of the ball here, and they're going to turn the ball over on downs, and Kelso now going back the other way from the 20-yard line. So that's a tough one for Kelso. For Heritage. A couple of big plays there by their running backs, and not able to capitalize that once they got down into the red zone. Coleman fakes it. He's going to keep it himself. Gets in behind that blocker. Finds some room to the outside of the field. He's going to get taken down right at the 30-yard line.
Looks like they're going to mark him just short of the first down there. We got second down and 1.
Tucked in nice behind that lineman is Seth Sotheby. Tell you, Kelso's offensive line is doing a good job for them opening holes for these guys to move around in. Mike Haas back in the game as a fullback. He's going to hand that ball off to Josh Webb. Josh Webb just refusing to go down, bouncing off tackles, running hard. He's going to get down to the 35-yard line, it looks like. Another replay here just to show you how hard this young man likes to run and just refuses to go down. Good run there by that young man. Plenty enough to move the chains. First down. Also, once again, looking for a pass. Has a man open down the field. And it looks like they're going to call a pass interference on Anthony Key. The intended receiver was Nick Miller.
Yeah, it looks like Anthony Key might have had Miller's arm pinned down and not allowing him to reach out to attempt to catch that football.
Yep, that is definitely going to be the play. So they will mark off the foul. Unlike professional football, they don't give it to you where the infraction occurred. It's yardage penalty marked off. It is enough for the first down. Also breaks the huddle. Coleman in shotgun formation. Coleman pitches it out to Josh Webb. Webb splits the defenders out there, makes it down to about the 41-yard line. Fullback Mike Haas doing a good job out there, but we do have a penalty flag down on the 48-yard line. Holding is the call against the Highlanders. They'll mark off the 10 yards from the 50-yard line, and they'll bring up second down and 20. Kelso continuing to run a lot of players in and out of off the field here. Trips receivers on the far side. Single running back. Coleman tries to step away and make this a run. He is not going to get any yards out of this. Nice defensive surge by the front line of the T-Wolves. It backs him up even further. And be second down from the 35-yard line. They need to get to the 40 in T-Wolves territory to get the first down. Coleman rolls out, looking for a receiver downfield. We got another penalty flag. Trying to hit Nicky Miller right there on the sideline, unable to bring that in, but we got another penalty, and it's another holding against the Kelso Highlanders, so that's going to back them up 10 more yards from the 33-yard line. It'll be second down, and it looks like we probably have another unsportsmanlike call. Late call there from the Whitecap. They might get 25 yards out of this one.
They certainly might. And there's another flag on the far side of the field.
These officials are trying to figure out and see how many yards they're actually going to march off on these guys. They're already second and 25. So we've got one on the unsportsman on the player on the field, and we've got an unsportsman on the coach and a holding penalty. So we'll just kind of see how they play that out. They might be back there.
Be second in a long way.
Might be back there half the distance to the goal line. They push themselves down inside the 5. Depends on how they're going to assess this penalty. Decline the holding penalty. And looks like they're going to take the unsportsmanlike penalty. Whitecap out there on the far sideline talking to the coach of Kelso. Trying to get to an understanding before we resume the game. We're down to 3:49 left to play in the third quarter.
So it looks like that first unsportsmanlike took him back 15 inside the 20-yard line, and the second one is half the distance to the goal.
Yeah. So they will be set up there on the 10-yard line. And they lost the down. So now we're looking at 3rd and 51.
I think you got to take it one play at a time.
Yeah, I have to agree with you on that. They got two opportunities. Well, they got one opportunity this play. And they break out into the open. And I tell you what, Webb right there is trying to get all of this back, and it looks like he's gonna. And he's going to take it all the way back for the touchdown. So we go through all of that, get all those penalties. Let's second see. I do not see a flag on the play. Webb takes it 90 yards on 3rd and 51 to score the touchdown.
One play at a time.
You are correct. One play at a time. Webb is proving to be unstoppable.
That young man is impressive.
That run did take him over the 200 mark for the evening. Well over the 200 mark. We're there for the extra point, and that is also good as well. And here is the replay on that. And Webb just outruns everybody. And nobody is
really
going to be able
touched
to catch him. Yeah, nobody can touch him. Hadley there to tag him as he goes across, but not really able to do much more than that as Joshua Webb takes the air right out of the Heritage sails with that one. I mean, Heritage has got to be thinking, hey, this play and they're punting.
Right. And, you figure you're going to get the ball in decent field position and play off.
Yeah. And now you're down 27-0. Now, Kelso in the 3A division, you're just kind of thinking about who's in the 3A division. They are going to have their hands full when you come up against, the Evergreen. When Evergreen plays them, it's going to be a tough game. But Mountain View plays them, it's going to be a tough game. There's going to be some tough stuff going on there when those guys have to meet each other.
Yeah, there will definitely be some tough games.
Yeah. The kick's going to get fielded right at the 25-yard line. He's going to make it to the 30 before he's run out of bounds. Nice clean hit there by Hunter Rios. And the T-Wolves are going to take the ball over on their own 30-yard line. First down from there. Skylar Scoggins checks into the game. Scott breaks the huddle. He's going to hand that to Isaac Roa. Roa's going to have a nice run. Going to get across 35 down to the 38-yard line. Nice little 7-yard run. Isaac once again. And Isaac is going to make it to the 42-yard line. That will be enough to move the chains. Cowley checks into the game. Roa and Scoggins check out. Motion is the call against the Heritage Timberwolves. Anthony Key was going in motion across the formation, coming from the wings position down here at the bottom of your screen. That penalty brings up first down and 15. Clock running, 2:25 left to play. We're going to hand this off to Cowley this time. This time, defensive line is all over the top of that. Josiah Fisher there to make the tackle in the backfield and lose some more yardage for the offense. This time they bring trip receivers out here to the bottom of the screen here. Looking for somebody to pass that to. Gets it out to Anthony Key. Key is going to get down to about the 44-yard line before he's taken down. Hunter Rios there to make the tackle. He makes the tackle. And we've got a 3rd and 8 situation here. Cowley now the lone fullback. Key goes in motion. We're going to hand that to Cowell. Breaks into the open field, and he is gone. There's nobody going to catch him on this play. And they are on the scoreboard as the Heritage Timberwolves with a little trick play there, kind of delayed draw, if you will. And Cowley is able to find his way into the open field, and nobody can catch him once he gets out there. So here is here it is, and it kind of just a little trick play, Statue of Liberty, if you will. And Cowley is able to get 6 points on the board. 47 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Heritage gets on the scoreboard for 6. The set and the kick, and we're going to make it 7. So almost 3 full quarters. Kelso has been able to keep these guys off the scoreboard. And a nice little Statue of Liberty, kind of trickery little play. And they are able to get on the scoreboard.
Yeah, they were, and I think this is going to be the spark that Heritage needs. Their defense has to come up. They have to start making tackles if they want to get themselves back in this game. I mean, you know, they're sitting 20 points, 3 scores.
Yeah,
which is doable, but your defense needs to come, step up. Then you start making plays, and your offense has to continue with the momentum that they currently have.
Yeah, they sure do. They sure do. And at this point, tackling is going to definitely have to be shored up if they want a chance to get back into this game. All right, the 2 power runners for Kelso, the deep ones, Webb and Noah. Let's see if Heritage decides to keep this ball on the ground, or at least kick it away from those 2.
I think you have to. Or maybe you try an onside kick now.
Yeah. And that's exactly what they did. And they're right there to corral it right at the 50-yard line.
I should coach this game.
You should. Let's see who that is to give credit to where credit's due. That's Max Bergen, who was able to cradle that ball on the 50-yard line. Good field position here for the Highlanders. We're going to have encroachment against Heritage there. The way Noah took off probably made a couple of them flex a little bit.
Oh, I'm sure it did. Make me flex.
So single back slot formation on either side. Noah's the lone back. Noah bails out of that, and Coleman's going to keep it. He's going to get across the 45. Looks like they're going to actually give him down to about the 43. That would bring up second down and 3. They do not have to run another play before this quarter runs out. We'll see if it looks like that might be what they're going to let happen. And that is going to be the end of the third quarter. And we're come to the fourth and final quarter tonight here at McKenzie Stadium. Kelso on top, 27-7. Heritage able to get on the board tonight with a nice run by their fullback, Andre Cowley, number 42. This is the EPS Sports Network. I'm Rodney Lawrence. I've got Ryan Vastbinder here with me. We're at McKenzie Stadium here in Vancouver, Washington. We kind of talked about this double threat here with Webb and Noah. Just something to talk about here. Last week in that big win over R.A. Long, Webb ran for 157 yards himself.
Yeah, on 9 carries, I believe, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how that scoreline went, but I can imagine if it was a couple quick touchdowns, you may go ahead and give those two young men a rest.
Yeah, well, they both teams they had the running clock by halftime, so the scores afterwards were pretty much just kind of non-eventful. This is going to be a big run there by the quarterback who decides to keep this one. Going to make a nice run and get down to the 30-yard line. They do bring him down inbound, so the clock should really start to run again once the chains are set. So once again, set up. Got a fullback up top. Quarterback's going to keep this one again. It's going to bounce it to the outside. Slipping through some tackles. Not able to get through Cowley as he's going to wrap him up and throw him to the ground at about the 28-yard line. Mason Allison now in the game, number 34 as the fullback. And Noah lined up in the pistol formation here. We'll pitch it out to Noah. Noah finds that edge without a problem. Going to get down across the 20 and run out of bounds at about the 18-yard line. Clock stopped at 10:38. This time, shotgun formation, split receivers. Split backfield, I should say. And they're going to give this to Josh Webb. Breaks that first tackle, stiff arms the second before he's run out of bounds at the 5. That will break it, first down and goal. Clock stopped once again at 10:31 as he has run out of bounds. Brandon Smith lined up far. Now looks like they have the power formation. And Noah's going to be in behind two fullbacks. We've got movement there, and that's going to back them up 5, and they'll try this again. First and goal now from the 10-yard line.
You know, one thing that Kelso has done tonight extremely well is that they have really limited their mistakes.
Yeah, they
haven't had any, fumble snaps, right? No really poorly thrown balls. They've kept this a fairly clean game when it comes to fundamental football.
Right,
and that will certainly help them as they progress through their season.
Mm-hmm. Got a little tempers that got out of hand here. It's some unsportsmanlike stuff, but as far as playing the game, it's pretty clean.
Yeah.
And now they are going to call a timeout. As they're trying to get it figured out here. Coach definitely had a power play set up before they got called for movement. They had 2 fullbacks in the game. We're lined up in fullback positions, one being Josh Webb.
So assuming that Kelso wins this football game, how does that play into the psychological aspect for the Kelso players coming down, playing a 4A school, beating them pretty handily at this point, right?
Mm-hmm.
And knowing that they're in a division that really it's probably going to come down to them in Mountain View.
Oh yeah. That's why I'd have to agree with you on that. The thing about Kelso is they've been in the Greater St. Helens League forever and ever, amen. And they've gone up and down from 3A to 4A, from 3A to 4A over the last 20 years, several times. So they've always been familiar with Heritage. I mean, they've played them when it was a league game. They played them when it was a non-league game. So, they always play each other, and so there's a natural rivalry that we're getting to see a taste of right now. And it's just that even though this game doesn't mean anything as far as lead, they still want to come down here and beat this game.
Right.
Yeah. And I wouldn't be surprised if Kelso bumps back up to a 4 when it's time to re-up again. Connor looking for the edge. He is going to find that pylon, and he does. For another touchdown, Connor Noah, 10 yards out. On a quick little fly sweep, is going to get back in there for another score and push the distance between them and the T-Wolves even further. So all-purpose yards, you would have to say Noah is over 200 because you can't count that
sure.
that kickoff or the punt return. And they are there to put that one right through the uprights and make this game pretty much out of reach, 34-7. I mean, the change of play would have to be something drastic for Heritage to be able to get themselves back into a position to take this win.
Yeah, it really would. You'd have to dig deep into that playbook.
Yeah, that playbook's not deep enough.
And defense is going to have to dig deep into their hearts.
Right. Oh, look at that. And he's still able to get that through there. Great job there by the holder. Great job there by the holder to be able to still get that ball down and get it kicked off. All right, 9:53 left to play in this game. Kelso on top, 34-7. The story and the conversation has been the running game of the Highlanders between Webb and Noah. And we'll We'll see here
That
if Kelso is able to get back on it. It looks like
They are.
We'll see here. And it does look like Heritage was able to retain that. That was a scary one there for the Heritage team. Almost lost that one. So Heritage is going to take the ball over on their own 41-yard line. Pretty decent field position here. Lemire down at the bottom. He's going to take it right up the gut. He's going to get down to the 49-yard line. Good run there by Key. Little sense of urgency there for the T-Wolves. Nice little rollout, looking for a man open. They make the catch to Nicholson. They tell. They're able to make that catch and get upfield inbounds. Get into the Highlanders territory. It'll be first down and 10 from the 27-yard line. There's that replay. Nice catch. Makes the first man miss. Gonna get run out of bounds there by Rios and Smith. We're gonna give this one to Isaac Roa. Roa's gonna go down just before the 25-yard line. Bring up second down. Clock continuing to run. And officials blow the whistle. And they've got movement right there against the Timberwolves. Actually, that'd be better to take that 5-yard penalty than to take that bad snap. And it looks like they probably could have lost about 20 yards on the snap.
Yeah, it certainly did. They caught a break there.
Yeah, they did. We'll walk this off. It should show up right there, the other side of the 30-yard line. Still second down. So they'll go from 2nd and 9 to 2nd and 14. Drops back looking for a receiver. That ball's going to get picked off. And that is going to be the quarterback, Coleman, who's there to make that pick. So with that being said, Kelso is going to take the ball over now, deep in their territory. There's that interception, and it's right there. Nice pick. Ball well underthrown. Get it a little bit more air on that one to get that ball out to Detel. First and 10, Kelso. Freshman Noah in the back. Going to give it to him. He is looking for some space. And he found it. He's going to get down across the 15-yard line. Down to about the 16. That will be enough to move the chains. Another first down for the Kelso Highlanders. Ethan Mitchell checks into the game. 6'1", 175 freshman. He's a receiver. And hand that ball off again to Noah. Noah just is just a great little running back. You see how he just stays kind of low to the ground and is always looking for creases in space to get himself into to create extra yards.
Yeah, he really does. And he does a great job of it as well.
Ready to take that snap, fakes it. Trying to find a receiver down. He's going to get flushed out of the pocket. Decides he's going to take this one himself. And it looks like he is going to get enough for the first down. Well, maybe not. Just a little bit. 3rd and inches. Heritage and secondary doing a good job downfield, covering receivers, not allowing Coleman to find anybody open downfield. Slot receivers on either side. Going to call it delay a game there on Kelso. That'll back them up 5. 3rd and 6.
Yeah, I was taking a look down at the Heritage sideline, and it appears that they've taken the helmet away from Isaac Roa. So it looks like that young man's night may be done.
Oh, have they? Okay. Oh, yeah, I do see him standing there. Trips. Quarterback keeps it and goes to the short side of the field. Gets down across the 25. We're going to get to about the 29. Another flag late. I'm sure it's going to be in sportsmanlike conduct. We'll see who that flag is going to be on.
Kelso. So that's going to back them up 15.
Well, there you go. That's something that the Kelso coaching staff can't be proud of, is how many yardages and those type of penalties they have had tonight. Obviously those penalties aren't going to hurt them tonight, but going down, making it into the playoffs, being able to stay level-headed, in an emotional game is something that these guys are going to have to figure out how to do.
Right? Yeah, they really will. I mean, but those penalties have affected both sides of the football tonight. Heritage has gotten them too. I think they're just out there. It's a very emotional game. These schools don't like each other.
Drops back here. There to make the catch. Brings all that back, and they're going to get the first down.
In these types of football games where the lead starts to become extended, and the beginning of this game was as intense as it was.
Yeah.
Only one or two things is going to happen. It's not going to stay at the same intensity. As that lead continues to extend, it's either going to die out and fizz out because the game's over, or it's going to increase.
Yeah, they're going to start chipping at each other. That's what they have to be careful about. Kelso lines up I formation. Going to hand this ball off to the freshman. I'm sorry, that is Webb, Josh Webb, who just has refused to go down tonight. Breaks through the initial tackles, gets himself into the open field, and is going to get across midfield down to the 46-yard line. Nice big run by that young man. Here's the replay. I mean, initial contact right there. Should have been brought down. Just refuses to go down. Skylar Scoggins there to put the final blow on it to knock him down. Another one to the big running back. Bounces this to the outside. Rolls through the initial tackle. This time he is going to go ahead and get wrapped up. Anthony Key and Cowley there to make sure he's not going to get more. Clock running down to just under 4 minutes left to play. Kelso running in a lot of personnel, just like they've been doing all game long. They will line up with triple receivers on the far side. Brandon Smith down here on the numbers at the bottom. Quarterback decides he's going to keep this one. Hunter Leader comes in as the quarterback. A sophomore, 6 foot 185. You picture him heading off the field. And Colby Cooper now comes in as QB, also a sophomore, 5'10". He keeps it. He's going to get down across the 30-yard line before he stopped. So a nice, good run there for him. That will move the chains. Two sophomore quarterbacks swapping plays. Leader back in the game. Haas lines up as the running back beside him. Leader keeps this one again. Time big collision right there with Cowley. Leader wins that as he falls forward and gets the extra yards out of it. Coming up on 2 minutes left to play in the game. Now it's Cooper's turn. Fakes the handoff, and he keeps it for himself, runs in behind. Cooper's going to get in there for the touchdown and put some more points on the board at the last minute and 32 seconds left to play in this game. just a follow-me play, kind of fakes it to the fullback and then gets in behind him, runs right up the hash. Nobody touches him for the touchdown.
Yeah, no. I think it almost surprised him a little bit.
I think it did.
As he got into the secondary, nobody was
Mhm.
around.
So we've got a kick, and we got a good kick, so that's going to make it 41. You know, and here's the replay on that. Fake it, and it's just a follow me. Gets in right in behind his blocking, and last second face a stiff arm there, and gets himself right into the end zone. But you know, I was reading the stats on them earlier tonight, and they've done this all 3 games. This is what the only thing different between this game is there is no running clock. But they have beaten each of the last 3 opponents handily to start off their season with 3-0. So definitely something for the Kelso staff to be proud of. The offense clicking very well. Some good blocking up front. I mean, they're not. We talk about how hard Webb's running and the fact that he is blowing through tackles and everything, but there's also some good blocking going on by the line that's allowing him to get into some space and do some great things.
Right, yeah. You know, and we've seen a lot of their running game tonight, and I'm excited to watch them go against a team like Mountain View,
Yeah,
right?
there's Patel almost breaks it through, makes it across the 35-yard line down to about the 36 before he is knocked down. And it looks like Patel has got a cramp. And he is going to get himself off the field. And, you know, Kelso is a running school. I've never known them to be a school that threw the ball a lot anyway. And they definitely got the running backs to do something well for them. So with 1:27 left to play in this game, the Heritage offense takes the field. Cowley goes in as the fullback. Cowley's going to take this one. Nice strong run. He'll get across the 45 and go down about the 47. That play will keep the clock running. More Kelso substitutions. As Jaden Kay comes into the game. And this is Cowley again. He's going to bounce that to the outside, get across midfield, run through that tackle before he's officially just run out of bounds. We've got a guy hurt down there. It's a nice hard run there by Cowley. Here's the replay here. Does a good job bouncing this outside. Lowers his shoulder. Runs right over number 7. Looks like guy kind of got his cleat caught in the turf. Maybe an issue there with his knee. Hopefully he's not going to be okay. I mean, he is going to be okay. And that's just going to be something you're going to put some ice on and they'll be all right by next week. But his knee did look like he got caught underneath him on that one, so hopefully he'll be all right here. He is going to get up, and that is going to be Brandon Scott.
It's good to see him be able to walk off on his own power.
Oh, yeah.
You
Most
can tell that
definitely.
he's already wearing a knee brace on his right knee.
Yeah, he just got that caught underneath him. I tell you who actually took the brunt of the pain on that last play was probably Tyler Hayes, number 7, who Callie lowered his shoulder on and just blew right through him. .38 seconds left to play in the game. Sends the man in motion. Fly sweep, he does get the edge, and he's going to go down right there at the 25-yard line. Bodie Parker. Pretty good run by that young man. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 3.
We'll see if that was the last play of the game.
Man, it looks like it probably will be. Yeah, they're going to go ahead and let this run out. So as we hit the double zeros, Kelso comes down here to McKenzie Stadium and gives the Heritage Timberwolves all they can handle here tonight. 41-7. Kelso, another big win in week 3 for the Highlanders up the freeway there in Kelso, Washington. Hey, Ryan, we want to thank everybody. On behalf of Ryan, my name is Rodney Lawrence. We want to thank you guys for joining us tonight. Second game of the doubleheader. Week 3, Clark County football. We're going to always be bringing you stuff out here. Make sure you stay tuned so you can stay up on when we're going to bring you nice games. This is the EPS Sports Network. Rod Lawrence, Ryan Vastbinder. You guys have a great night.